When waves retreat from the rocks, they leave behind patterns as unique as fingerprints. An old fisherman mending his nets once told me, "See these tears? At 20, I rushed to fix every hole before storms came. At 60, I learned some gaps need 3 tides to reveal the right knot." His voice dissolved into the salt-tinged breeze as a heron skimmed the water, its wingtips catching the last amber shard of sunset. We humans measure time with clocks, yet fail to see destiny's invisible stitches. In his youth, this fisherman once raced to patch his nets before a storm, only to watch the sea shred his hurried repairs. When his empty boat limped back, his dying wife whispered, "Let the ocean teach you patience." Now, he weaves extra loops into every knot, as if braiding time itself. "Empty shells left by the tide get refilled under moonlight," he says. "Some things aren't late. They're waiting for the right light to be seen." The man who painted Starry Night in an asylum never knew his swirling cobalt skies would one day glow beneath New York's museum spotlights. Van Gogh sold just one painting in his lifetime, deemed past his prime by Parisian dealers. Yet as he fell in that wheat field, his too late brushstrokes were already crystallizing into eternal light. Certain stars must cross galaxies to reach our eyes, just as some souls are destined to emerge as dawn's witnesses after endless night. In 1945, a World War II veteran stood before Starry Night on prosthetic legs. His journal reads, "Those spirals looked like battlefield smoke, yet Van Gogh found starlight in darkness." The painting became his anchor during rehabilitation. He'd wheel himself to it daily until one morning he walked there on his own. At Kyoto's Daigoji Temple, a monk sweeping leaves for 40 years suddenly understood autumn's purpose during a misty dawn. Falling leaves aren't dying, he realized. They're returning sunlight to the soil, turning wind into lullabies for spring buds. This truth echoed when I met a 45-year-old college freshman whose laugh lines held wisdom no textbook could teach. During a lecture on Plato's cave allegory, she murmured, "After decades in shadows, I finally distinguished torchlight from starlight." In library nights, her thermos of herbal tea mingled with students' lattes. They'd gather as she shared stories of studying English via factory radio and reading Garcia Marquez during her mother's illness. "Life's like wine," she'd say. "Some flavors need aging." Her thesis, blooming in season, moved her advisor to remark, "This isn't writing, it's alchemy." Heraclitus, the Greek philosopher, once dipped his hand in a river and declared, "What you fear as loss is the current that gives life its flow." 3 millennia later, marathon runners at an aid station bandaged blistered feet, led by a 63-year-old with a heart stent. His medical monitor blinked like a firefly as he said, "Doctors said I should have quit a decade ago, but something's waiting at the finish line." As he spoke, dawn gilded distant mountaintops, a reminder that late journeys often wait for our spirits to grow resilient enough to begin. His daughter finally understood when she saw him cross the finish line. "The wrinkles on his face weren't marks of age," she said. "They were medals of perseverance." We moderns dissect life with digital clocks, oblivious to time's true fabric, a loom weaving past and future. A woman born as the Berlin Wall fell deciphered her father's collection of East German stamps the night Bitcoin was born. In Shanghai, a preserved plum shop thrived after decades of obscurity because its owner insisted on hand-pitting each fruit. Like Amazonian seeds that only sprout after forest fires, sometimes destruction is just life's way of saying, "Wake up." The plum vendor nearly quit until a customer sighed, "These taste like my childhood." Now tourists flock to his store, yet he still starts work at 5 a.m., hands moving as if conversing with time itself. "Machines can't replicate this flavor," he says, just as you can't rush understanding. On my windowsill thrives an orchid someone discarded, rotting roots, yellow leaves, long past saving according to gardening guides. Yet in its 3rd year with me, 17 moonlit buds unfurled like the celestial tree from Zhuangzi's teachings, an ancient Chinese philosopher who envisioned time as cyclical rather than linear. Plants know better than us. True blooming isn't chasing seasons, but becoming the season. That night, the orchid's perfume filled my apartment like silent fireworks. A neighbor's child pressed against her window, later gifting me a drawing titled Midnight Stars. "Flowers stay up late too," she whispered. Saharan nomads sing of the century plant, 50 years growing roots, 3 days of glory when rain finally comes. Archaeologists found ancient pottery depicting rituals for this plant in Egyptian pyramids, proving our ancestors understood time's paradoxes. Similarly, a Tokyo housewife published her first novel at 78, its dedication reading, 30 years as a wife, 20 as a mother, 10 finally as myself. Her protagonist finds life's meaning while watching steam rise from miso soup, a nod to the Japanese concept of mono no aware, beauty in fleeting moments. A young reader wrote to her, "Your words make aging less scary." She replied, "Time's like miso. The longer it brews, the richer it gets." Astronomers say Andromeda's light takes 2.5 million years to reach us. When I met a man at the airport who'd missed his flight only to reunite with his college sweetheart, I glimpsed time's cosmic wrinkles. As they talked over coffee, sunlight shattered on departing planes outside. "We search for perfect timing," he mused, not realizing timing's been searching for us. So don't lament silver hairs. They're like the Gogh caves murals in China, where pigments deepen over centuries into richer crimsons. A Sicilian winemaker will tell you the sweetest grapes hang longest, absorbing extra moons and sea winds. When a 92-year-old yoga instructor arches into a backbend at sunrise, her skin doesn't sag. It flows with 7 decades of distilled time. Next time you see late-blooming wildflowers, crouch down. Their seeds waded through storms while others wilted, saving their gold for autumn's altar. Life's pivotal moments often arrive disguised as delays. When you stop chasing time, you'll find yourself exactly where the universe intended. Every heartbeat synced to its eternal rhythm.